What's up, y'all? I'm Tony from Tony Renee 1. I'm sitting here with my beautiful wife, Renee. Say hey, baby.
Hey, y'all.
Today we're going to talk to you about the top 3 regrets and how to handle them right after this. What's up, y'all? So I've heard and watched some videos online where people say that they don't have any regrets about their life, which I personally feel like is untrue and unrealistic. I feel like regrets can happen to anybody based on your life decisions that resulted in a negative or a negative outcome, or a situation where you feel like you wish you could change the situation and you had more information or the right guidance, right? So
Absolutely. So regret is really just your emotional reaction to a decision that you made or something that has happened in your life. That's okay. You're a human. It's normal. So we just wanted to talk to you today about the top 3 regrets that we have identified in conversations we've had, experiences we've had, and we just want to share with y'all. Not just the top 3, but ways that you can kind of acknowledge them, handle them, and combat them maybe, so that you don't make some of those same decisions or feel some of those same regrets in the future.
that's right. That's right.
So number 1, I regret not being more true to myself and living to satisfy other people's expectations.
Yes.
That's deep,
Yes.
right? So living for other people, not being true to who you are. So if you can think about, you can probably even sit and think now and think about times where you've made decisions and you really did make the decision for you made it for somebody else.
Yes.
And so that has been something that we've seen to be a regret for some people. They say, wow, I wish that I would have. Anytime you find yourself saying, I wish that I would have, that sounds like a regret.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You're a human, you're a person, use that, learn from it, and make better and more stronger decisions in the future. So not living for yourself or living for other people, and not being true to yourself. So one way that we have found that you can combat that is, 1, identify what it is that you're wanting to do, what your values are, and what does it mean to be true to yourself. So you can't really do that until you know yourself. Like one of my favorite quotes ever is know thyself.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's huge. Like when you know yourself, you can love yourself, and then when you love yourself, you can just live.
Yeah.
And so when you can put yourself first and live for you and do the things that you know satisfy you, everything else will fall in place, is my belief. So you first have to acknowledge, if you are living for other people, acknowledge that you're doing it. Okay? Think about it and say, did I do that because I really wanted to, or did I do that because such and such was pressuring me, or because they wanted me to?
Yes.
People will try and live vicariously through you.
Yes, they will.
And so what that means is people will go through their life and they have things they didn't do or didn't get to. So then they'll try to live that through you. Oh, you should go and pursue that. You should get a doctorate in that. You should have 6 kids. No, you wanted to have 6 kids. So don't try to make me have 6 kids because you wanted to have 6 kids.
That's right.
Really, unless you want to have 6 kids.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful. Think about what you want and how to be true to you. So identify your values and then work every day to kind of live towards those.
That's right. That's right. And when you feel like you're being true to yourself and you're not necessarily living to satisfy other people's expectations, you start to have a more of appreciation for your life. You should feel less stressed about the way other people think of you and more concerned about the way that you think of yourself. So when you live in for yourself and when you being true to yourself, you feel as if you can take on pretty much anything, and you're actually living your life with a purpose.
Absolutely. So it really brings about a better quality of life in our experience. And it's a journey, so just keep working towards it. So number 2, I regret my career choice.
Yes.
Now somebody somewhere just sat up extra tall in their seat when I said that, because you really feel that, whoever that is. I regret my career choice, and that's okay. So here's what we have found that happens. So a lot of times, especially being first gen, people will regret their career choice because they didn't really have the information about what the actual career was like until they got in the career. And by then, they was 5 years in and they thought, oh my goodness, what do I do? this isn't what I thought it was going to be. So if you're regretting your career choice, think about that, acknowledge it, don't dismiss the feeling. If you're regretting it, say, okay, wow, I'm starting to feel like I'm regretting my career choice. Why is that? Is there something in this field that I wanted to do that I'm not doing? And is there a way that I can start doing it? So I'm going to give you an example. So I'm a social worker by trade, and then more specifically, I'm a therapist. So a lot of people think social work is just, they really don't know, have really an idea of what social work is because it's such a broad industry. But there's a lot of things that you can do in it. So some people may have gotten into social work, like me for example, I got into social work and maybe was doing some case management types of things. And then as I was doing it, thought, I think I want something different. So in that moment, what I chose to do is, one, I figured out what other options I had. And then I said, well, you know what? I want to do something more direct service. I went and got a certification and worked toward being a clinical therapist. And that's what I do, and that's what I love. So if you find yourself in an industry, it might not be that you just need to, scrap everything and change industries. It might be that you need to look and say, okay, I'm not really satisfied in this. Maybe I can take a different route in this same field.
Yes.
Or it may be that you need to scrap it all together and do something totally different based off whatever your passion is.
Yes.
And that is okay.
Yeah.
That is okay. And even that goes back to the first one, because a lot of times I've talked to people and they want to scrap it and try something different, and people are telling them, well, don't do that because you already went to school for that. But it doesn't matter, because now that I've been doing it 5 years, I realize, I've gotten older, I've got more experience, I'm coming to know myself better. You know what? I want to do something else. And it's okay. Scrap it and try something new. Your life is your life.
Yeah.
You live it for you.
Yeah.
So really 1 and 2, I think, kind of go together.
Yeah, they do. And also when you're thinking about regretting your career choice, and a lot of times what I've seen is that, people are in college and they may take a career because it pays a certain amount of money, or the career comes with a status quo, or it comes with a big level of respect, or it will make the people in their community really, really proud to have the first person of this community to be this particular person or take this particular role. So a lot of times they can miss that self-assessment that they need to take to even see if their values align. Their values and expectations and who they are as a person align with their actual career. And then also too, to see it, their work style, the way that you like to work, your creativity, the freedom that you want to have, does that align with what the field requires? And it goes a large part with the self-assessment of the field, in assessing the field and knowing who you are as a person before you go choose to invest into that career. And I would also advise you, if you're trying to live your passion and you're trying to just totally uproot your career, I wouldn't say do that. You might want to do an assessment to ask yourself, if you want to pursue a new passion, keep your job. If you want to pursue a new passion, identify your skills and how your skills connect to your passion. And then also ask yourself, are employers hiring for your passion? Will your passion be able to take care of you, pay your bills and things like that? Do you have the resources and support to be able to make the transition? And sometimes it takes time. I'm not saying that don't do your passion, but you do want to be aware of these different questions and be able to answer these questions so you can be able to take care of yourself and give yourself the quality of life that you're looking for, right? So
y'all, that's some good tips right there. Okay,
yeah,
write that down. So our last one for you today, number 3, I regret not trusting my instinct more.
Yeah.
Like all the time.
Yeah.
Like there's things that happen and I'm like, I probably should have went with my gut on that. And that's okay. But you gotta identify, why didn't I go with my gut?
That's right.
Was I doubting myself? Because if I don't trust myself, I'm gonna probably doubt some of the things I'm thinking, I'm gonna do that, but then I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I really know much about that. But you're not trusting your gut instinct. Another reason why I found people don't really trust their gut instinct is because the last time they trusted their gut instinct, it didn't turn out so well.
That's right.
And that's okay. Because just because it happened in that situation doesn't mean it's gonna happen in this one. But again, talk with yourself, self-assess, figure out what that gut instinct is trying to tell you and why. And if you do make that choice, is that going to be a positive one or a negative one? Is it going to better you or not? So really kind of getting to know yourself, thinking through. So a way that we've identified handling that and combating that, make a pros and cons list, y'all. I love pros and cons lists. If I was to do this, what are the pros of it?
Yeah.
If I was to do this, what are the cons of it?
Yes.
Look at that thing and figure it out and see which one is greater, and then continue to assess if you were to do that, what would be the plans and steps you would take after.
Right.
Like really it's all about kind of knowing yourself, working through things on your own, and knowing how it's going to impact you and how you're going to be able to function when you get there. And sometimes you won't know all of those things, but it's good to at least kind of plan on the front end.
Yes.
And start having that dialogue, I think, with yourself.
Yes, in preparation. You know, when that pros and cons list is a tool that I use myself. I use it with jobs. I use it, you know, with decisions that take a lot of critical thinking to allow me to be able to make a clear and transparent decision.
Yeah.
And it has come out to help me in a lot of situations. And a lot of times you may not necessarily think that something could happen right now, but using that pros and cons list will be able to help you write down everything that could potentially happen that you may not be thinking about, and help you be able to make a better informed decision. So I totally agree with that.
Absolutely. So we hope y'all got something out of this today. Matter of fact, we know you did, because this is a very, very real thing.
Yes.
So that's what we wanted to drop on you today. The top 3 regrets, and not only the regrets, but how to handle them.
Yeah.
So as always, we just thank you for hanging with us. And of course, make sure you like, follow, share, and whatever you do, subscribe, y'all.
Yes.
So that you can get more videos like this every time we post.
Yes, and one more thing I want to say about regrets before we get out of here, okay? Regrets is about things that have happened in the past, okay? We cannot change our past. We cannot change our past as much as we want to and as much as we try to change our past. So live for the present and prepare for the future, okay? The things that happened in the past, let them go. Learn from those things so you'll be able to have a better future for yourself and live the lifestyle that you deserve to have. As always, remember to think, create, and change your own situation if you don't like it. Peace.
Yeah, no, 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 yeah, no, 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 yeah, no, 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 no.